Hey guys, and welcome to part 2 of preparing for the year of 2022. So in our last video, we spoke about 3 things. We spoke about prayer, we spoke about writing the vision and making it plain, and we also talked about being stable-minded in our faith. Now, I believe that as we continue to go throughout this year, there'll be other things that we'll have to face, other things that we'll have to make it through and move through. So this video, we're going to talk about different things that we can do to prepare and make sure that this year of 2022 is the best year that we've had and everything that the Lord has for us. So I know a lot of us don't like to talk about it, but number one on today is pruning. Pruning sometimes means separation. And I believe that a lot of times when the Lord begins to elevate you and take you to different places in your life, that sometimes there's a separation from other things, other people, other habits, whatever it is, that could be stopping you from the promised place that the Lord has for you. Maybe you're someone that struggles with comparison. Maybe you're someone that struggles with whatever it is, just different things in your mind. In this time and in this season, it's time for us to consecrate ourselves and sober ourselves so that we are able to separate these things of the world from the things that the Lord has for us. Sometimes separation even means separation from people. People that may be keeping you from where you're supposed to be in life. There's a scripture that I love so much, and I love to read to y'all. So the scripture is actually John 15, the 2nd through the 4th verse. And it says, "Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he cuts away. And every branch that bears fruit, he prunes, that it may bear more fruit. You are already clean because of the word which I have spoken to you. Abide in me and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit of itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me." With that being said, if there's anything that you feel like is just separating you from the Lord, or creating a distance, go ahead and separate it. A lot of times pruning and separation, it doesn't feel good. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't feel good. Sometimes you can feel alone, but I believe that our safety is found in Jesus. So as you continue to be elevated in God, as you continue to go through this year of 2022 and in all of the promises that he has for you, understand that you're gonna have to go through a little bit of separation, but it's only for your good. So number 2 is following the instructions of the Lord. I'm reminded of the story of the Apostle Paul in Acts 27 when he was on the ship and the ship was about to be shipwrecked, but the Lord had sent an angel to speak to him to let him know basically to be still, because the Lord was going to make sure that if they followed his instructions that he would be saved and everyone else that was on the boat would be saved as well. Maybe you're going to go through a time where you feel like you are in the eye of the storm. You feel like you're being faced with so many tests, obstacles, complications, temptation, whatever it may be. But I want that to encourage you, to let you know that if we are able to follow his instructions, even when we see everything around us crumbling and falling, there's no way that you will be able to die in your situation. We understand that the ship wrecked, but the people did not die. Everyone made it to the island that they were supposed to make it to. So understand that even as you go throughout this year, know that the Lord is with you. Follow his instructions, and as you do that, there's no way that you can fail. And 3, make sure that you expect. I believe that we should walk into this year full of expectation, believing that the Lord will perform every miracle, sign, and wonder that he said that he would. It's because of a lot of the things that we have experienced for the last 2 years, it's hard for us to expect the best. It's hard for us to expect better days are ahead of us, especially when some of us are still dealing with some of the things that we have dealt with in the past. But I encourage you to read this scripture that I love so much. And this is in 1 Kings, the 18th chapter, the 41st through the 46th verse. And we understand that in this part of scripture, we know that God had sent the prophet Elijah to tell the people of Israel that a drought was coming because they were worshiping another god by the name of Baal. So they went into this drought for 3.5 years, but then the Lord sent Elijah back basically to prove to them that God was who he said he was. So he allowed the prophets of Baal to go and find the sacrifices, and he told them when they call on Baal, when they call on him, and if he lights this sacrifice, then he is who he says he is. But if Elijah were to call on the Lord and he lit up the sacrifice, then he was who he said he was. And they began to call on Baal and nothing happened. But as soon as the prophet Elijah called on the Lord, he did exactly what he said he would. He showed up, guys. And after that, the Lord sent a cloud and the drought was over. So I understand that in this past year, you may have felt like you were in a dry season, that you were in a drought, but understand that the Lord is able to perform everything that he said he was, and he's going to perform it. So remain faithful, steadfast, unshaken, and unmovable. All right. So again, the things that we can do to prepare for the year of 2022 and make sure that this year we walk into everything that the Lord has for us is: 1, pruning, separation. Understand that separation comes with elevation, and sometimes you have to get rid of some things in order to continue to grow and move up into the places that the Lord has for you. All right. And number 2, following his instructions. There's no way we'll be able to follow his instructions if we can't hear from him. So that goes back to video 1, part 1, making sure that we're praying and listening to his voice and understanding and being able to determine what's him, what's the devil, and what is us. And number 3, walking in expectation. I believe that the Lord is able to do everything that he said he would do, exceedingly abundantly above all we can ever ask or think. Believe in him, and as you walk through this next year, walk in expectation and watch him perform everything that he said he would in your life. So guys, this is going to conclude part 2 of things we can do as Christians to prepare for the year of 2022. I'm so excited about what the Lord is going to do in your life in this year, and I'm expecting him to blow your mind. But understand, the only way we'll be able to walk into everything that the Lord has for us in this year is if we're able to follow his instructions and follow his lead. There's no way that the devil will be able to knock us off track, to confuse us or catch us off guard if we're able to open up our ears and hear from the Lord every time he speaks. All right.